Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition Series. This is going to be the 10th of 32 episodes as we preview and predict every men's college basketball conference tournament. And this one is going to be the Southern Conference, aka the SoCon. The tournament will be held at Harris Cherokee Center in Asheville. It used to be the U.S. Cellular Center, but they changed names several years ago. And we've done NEC, Atlantic Sun, Horizon, Patriot, Big South, OVC, MVC, Sun Belt, and West Coast. And now we're going to do the SoCon. We are going to go over the seedings for this tournament. Your 1 seed is Chattanooga, 24-7 on the year, 14-4 in conference play. Your 2 seed is Furman, 20-11 on the year, 12-6 in conference play. Your 3 seed is Sanford, 20-10 on the year, 10-8 in conference play. Your 4 seed is Wofford, 18-12 on the year, 10-8 in conference play. 5 seed is VMI, 16-14 on the year, 9-9 in conference play. Your 6 seed is Unc Greensboro, 7-13 on the year, 9-9 in conference play. Your 7 seed is Mercer, 15-16 on the year, 8-10 in conference play. Your 8 seed is Tennessee State, 15-16 on the year, 7-11 in conference play. Number 9 is the Citadel, 12-17 on the year, 6-12 in conference play. And your 10 seed is Western Carolina, 11-20 on the year, 5-13 in conference play. The tournament will get underway Friday, March 4th, as it'll be the first round, 2 matchups. Your first one being 9 seed, the Citadel, and 8 seed, East Tennessee State. The Citadel, always a high-scoring and bad defense team. A good scorer on their team, though. Hayden Brown averaging 18.5 points per game, and they have 2 other solid players in Jason Roach and Tyler Maffey, who are averaging double digits per game as well. East Tennessee State, they have a very balanced scoring attack. Jordan King, Darius Brewer, David Sloan, and Ty Brewer all averaging double-digit points per game. My projection here is East Tennessee State by 4 5/8, total 147 8/10. So therefore, I have East Tennessee State moving on. In the second of 2 first-round games, 7-seeded Mercer, 10-seed Western Carolina. 2 players with double-digit points per game, Nicholas Robinson and Travion McGray. And Mercer, just a mediocre SoCon team. Well-balanced, though. Felipe Haas, Jalen Johnson, Naftali Alvarez, and James Gleason III, all averaging double-digit points per game. My projection here is Mercer by 6 3/4, total 145.5, so therefore I have Mercer advancing. The quarterfinals, only 2 of the 4 quarterfinal matches I have projected have totals, and the other 2 do not. East Tennessee State, your 8 seed against 1 seeded Chattanooga. Chattanooga has been the best team in the conference all season, led by Malachi Smith with 20.3 points per game. Should be the front runner for the SoCon Player of the Year. My projection is Chattanooga by 7 5/8. Therefore, they should advance to the semis. 5 seed VMI, 4 seed Wofford. VMI, just mediocre. But very good balance. They have a good center in Jake Stevens, averaging over 19 a game. And Camden Kerfman averaging 15.7 points per game, and 2 other players averaging in double figures as well. Wofford's a contender in this conference usually every year. 2 guys in double-digit scoring for them, BJ Mack and Max Klesman, both averaging 15 or more points per game. My projection here is Wofford by 2 3/4, total 145 6/500. Therefore, I have Wofford advancing to the semis. 17 Mercer, 2-seeded Furman. Furman's another perennial contender in this conference. 3 players averaging double figures per game. Mike Bothwell, Jalen Slauson, and Alex Hunter. I project Furman as a 4 5/8 favorite. They're the better team. They should advance to the semis. And 6 seed UNC Greensboro, 3 seed Samford. Greensboro, usually a contender, but underachieved this season. Only one player scoring in double-digit points per game is DeMonte Buckingham. And Samford, an overachiever this season. 4 players in double-digit points per game, including Quez Glover at over 19 a game. I project Samford as a 3/8 favorite in a total of 137 7/10. Therefore, I have Samford advancing to the semifinals. So, chalk here pretty much so far. Semifinal would be Sunday, March 6th. 4-seeded Wofford, 1-seeded Chattanooga. Perennial contenders. Both these teams, Wofford's been in the tournament a lot. They were an at-large a few years ago. Wofford has their big 2. Chattanooga has the best player in the conference and a solid threesome. I think Smith leads the way for Chattanooga to the championship. I have them projected as a 6 5/8 point favorite. And the second of 2 semifinal games on Sunday at 6:30 Eastern, so Sunday evening. 3-seed Samford, 2-seed Furman. 2 very solid teams. Samford's had an incredible season with Glover leading the way. Very talented player in Glover. And then Furman is usually good every year. 3 guys in double-digit points per game, as I mentioned, led by Bothwell. I think that Furman is more depth and more experience. I have them projected as a 4-point favorite, therefore, at Furman in the final, which would take place Monday night, 7 o'clock on ESPN, between Furman and Chattanooga, the best 2 teams in this conference, in my opinion. I think that the difference in this game is Smith and his ability to score in big situations, as I think that Chattanooga will win the 2022 SoCon tournament. I have them projected as a 3 5/8 favorite in this spot, so I have Chattanooga to the big dance. Last year, UNC Greensboro made it. If it wasn't for COVID, East Tennessee State would have been in it 2 years ago. And then Wofford, like I said, they were a contender. That was 2 years ago. I'm sorry, 3 years ago, 2 tournaments ago. And then Greensboro won in 18, and in 2017 was East Tennessee State. So it's nice to see Chattanooga crash the party this season. So Chattanooga, my pick to win the Southern Conference tournament to advance to the big dance. All right, and now some odds courtesy of FanDuel to win this tournament. I think that would be a lot of public play for like Wofford, but we'll see. So the SoCon. Furman's a plus 190 favorite. Chattanooga's plus 210. Wofford plus 420. Greensboro's 8-1. And the rest are in double digits. A good value play, I think, honestly, would be Samford at 19-1. I talked about Samford. Dream season for them. Have a lot of depth. Glover's a good scorer. So I would go as my value play, Samford, 19-1. But my pick, I'm going to go with, obviously, Chattanooga at plus 210 to take home the SoCon crown and earn their ticket to the big dance. All right, next up will be the Colonial Athletic Conference.